So today we're going to talk about prospecting during this situation, during this COVID situation where people are on lockdown, people are grounded, people are at home. And I'll share with you guys today exactly what I'm doing to book meetings, to generate pipeline, and um, you know, hope it adds value to what you're doing in your life. And one strategy I'm using is LinkedIn prospecting. The reason why I like LinkedIn is because, as opposed to email, with email, when you send a message, especially in Gmail or Outlook, there's like a little snippet like of the first sentence that people can see and decide whether they want to click on it or not, next to the subject line. The good thing about LinkedIn is that it shows your profile picture, it shows your profile, and if they click on it, they can see what you're about, and there's just a more of a human element to it, if you will. So what I do is I go ahead and I'll add my prospects. I'll send them a request to connect on LinkedIn, and I won't mention a note on there. And not to say that, it's not good to put a note. It's just that the notes that I've seen, like messages, LinkedIn request messages that I've received they're either pitching me right on the spot, or it sounds like something like completely phony, or it's not genuine. You could tell that they're just sending it to everybody and it's not relevant. And so I just send them a request without any message on the request, and a certain number of them will accept it, and then from there I'll send them a message. I'll send them a relevant message for them. And guys, one thing that you want to remember that Tony Robbins says is that massive action is a cure-all. So make sure to take massive action, and I promise you guys will get meetings. You guys will get results if you're targeting the right people. Now, with that said, how I structure my LinkedIn messages is very simple. The first line, I'll do a personalized message, whether that's something I see on the profile or whether that's something in the news about their business, something that just happened, whether they just got funding, or maybe they just laid off a bunch of people and they're trying to cut costs. And I try to make that, relevant message. Sometimes I'll just say, hey, I understand you're the director of, let's say, procurement, or the director of customer experience at ABC company. And then I'll go straight into the value prop, okay? And the reason that is because you got to understand that when it comes to directors or VPs or even managers sometimes of businesses, it's their job to evaluate tools like ones that you're offering. Let's say you're selling software, or you might be selling market research, or you might be selling services. But if your business has a product or service that's differentiated or adds value differently than your competitors, which if you're working in a business or you own a business, there's some angle that you can take where you differentiate yourself from your competition. So you want to position that and then deliver that to your prospect, because if you're genuinely able to add more value to your prospect, then it's their job oftentimes to be aware of solutions out there that can benefit them and their business. So it's almost an obligation for them to be aware of solutions out there. So you're not only doing them a favor, but it's their job to do that, okay? To be on the lookout for solutions being provided. So, I think that's a major mindset shift. That totally changed my mindset the first time I remember hearing that. And it just taught me that, hey, look, like, I have as much of an obligation to present this solution to my prospect as they have an obligation to hear it out and see if it might be able to help them out, okay? So it's a mutual thing. Both parties benefit. So the first line will be something personalized. Hey, Mark, I noticed that your business just grew 25% over the past year, and that mentioned in the news, you mentioned you're hiring more staff. And then, based on that message, they'll understand that this is not a mass message. This message was tailored for them. That will get their attention. And because you're being personal and you're being intentional with your message, reciprocity, the law of reciprocity, will dictate that they're going to give you that attention as well, or more higher probability of giving you that attention to focus on your message and pay attention, as opposed to just block it out as a spam message. Okay, so after the first personal message line, I'll go straight into value prop. Say, hey, we work with customers in your space like ABC in order to help them with blank. And blank is the benefit that you're providing your prospects, okay? It's the benefit, it's not the features, it's the benefit. Sometimes, depending on what you're selling, I like to drop in a few keywords or buzzwords that generate interest or curiosity. For example, in the role that I'm in now, we sell AI and machine learning, so I'll mention those two kind of words, and that will get people kind of interested. And then the third line, you can either go straight to a call to action, or what I'm doing right now is I'll cite specific customers that we've helped and the results that we've gotten them. So, for example, we've helped customer A get 50% increase in sales, help them decrease their spend or cost by 33% over the past year, something like that. It doesn't have to be revenue or cost necessarily, but you want to share some specific data examples of how you've helped specific customers. So line 1, personal message. Line 2, dive straight into the benefits and how you're helping similar companies to them. Line 3, cite specific customer examples of the specific results you drove for them. Line 4 is your call to action. Hey, do you have 15 to 20 minutes over the next week to see if there's alignment for a further conversation, or do you have 15 to 20 minutes over the next week to understand to learn more about your initiatives and understand if there's alignment for further conversation. So notice how I phrased that. Do you have 15 to 20 minutes over the next week to see if you have do you have 15 to 20 minutes over the next week to learn more about your initiatives to see if there is alignment for further conversation? Notice how I didn't say anything about the product I'm selling. It's not about your product, it's about your prospect. Do you have 15 to 20 minutes over the next week to learn more about your initiatives to see if there might be alignment for further conversation? There's no pressure, and the focus is on the prospect, their initiatives, and you're letting them know, hey, if it's not going to be a benefit for you, it's not going to help you out, we can part ways, there's no pressure. All right. And the final thing I'll mention is with email, the message is basically the same. And with phone, because of the time that we're in right now and everyone is at home, if you're selling B2B, you really want to leverage a software like Zoom Info where you can find people's cell phone numbers, okay? Because people are at home, they're probably more prone to pick up their cell phones. And I think people are more and more, open to receiving sales calls on their cell phones, and not having that be like a weird thing or anything. So hope you guys got value out of this video. And also, just to let you guys know, I created a full 6-week course on B2B sales, guiding you through each step in the sales process. It's called the Sales Playbook, and if you guys are interested to learn more about it, I created a little webinar on it, and you guys can click the link below and jump into that and learn more about it, okay? Hope to talk to you guys soon. See you later.